Hello, I'm hoping we're live. I'm hoping we are alive. It's Christmas time, and we go back to the past to visit the first ever Christmas episode in G4, Heartswarming Eve. I am your Christmassy host, Patrick Robury, and we are joined by the two saints of the Christmassy world. One has slept with Santa, but we won't talk about it. It is, of course, Blue Prism.
Hello everyone, Blue Prism here. What you'll find on my channel is speed paints and song covers, and eventually a series that I'm starting out called Mosaic Monthlies. Where I'll tell you about my hits and my oh god nose.
Can you guys check the stream for me whilst I'm doing this? Blue, can you do that?
I am checking it.
Yeah, and also can you send me a link, video link, so I can tweet it? But anyway, and also our other guest. We will have more guests in a bit, don't you worry. But our second guest to talk about the first ever. He's been here for a long time. He's been waiting for the intro to actually end for himself. Of course, it's Jack the Hero.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Jack the Hero here. I'm glad to be talking about this episode. Well, I'm glad to be talking about any episode, but I'm glad I'm talking about one that's so festive. So, yay!
I'm gonna let, as I'm gonna be here all the time, I'm gonna let Jack the Hero speak first about this episode. Are you okay with Jack?
All right. Well, I thought the episode was pretty good. Added some good story potential as far as war and stuff and all that. What was it? Shoot. Oh, I found it pretty interesting that that apparently some of the characters that Main Six played were actually guys in a long time ago. Let's see what else. Yeah, like Clover the Clever. That's actually sounds like a girl's name, but I heard once that's actually a guy. That the original Clover the Clever was a guy.
That's actually quite common in plays, because you have like women play Robin Hood these days in most plays.
Oh yeah, actually, funny thing about plays. Way back when, during Shakespeare's time, it was guys playing women. Yeah, guys played both, male roles and female roles. Back when.
For example, take the art of geisha. Originally, all geisha were guys.
Huh.
Cross-dressing made sense whenever the heck it started up with plays.
Huh. I did not know that bit about geishas.
I do.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. I thought the concept of the Wendigos was pretty interesting, and it's funny because Wendigos are actually a lot more brutal lore, in real life lore wise. Okay, not real life, but as far as mythology is concerned,
Yep. Actually a topic I was going to talk about.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Wendigos are. Are you still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
I'm still here.
Okay, yeah, my phone went dark for a second. Anyway, yeah, from what I've heard, Wendigos, they're made when someone, commits cannibalism or something.
Jeez.
With the article I found, its influence is said to invoke acts of murder, unsustainable greed, cannibalism, and the cultural taboos against such behavior. Because the Wendigo is a mythological man-eating creature or evil spirit from the folklore of the Native American Algonquian tribes based in the northern forests of Nova Scotia, the eastern coast of Canada, and the Great Lakes region of Canada.
Ah,
It
okay.
is described as a monster with some characteristics of a human being or as a spirit who has possessed a human being and made them become monstrous.
Okay, yeah. So I was right. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. MLP didn't decide to get something from Japan, like Japanese yokai, because those things are even more freaky and brutal, like the wheel monk.
Yeah. Or there's also the geisha yokai, known as... Hold on, let me look at it. Rokuroku.
I think people.
Oh yeah. Those flying headlet, or I mean those flying disembodied vampire heads.
Yep. The original term for it, by what I can remember, because it originated from yaya. It comes from the words cool or an umbrella's handle. And there's different types, like the nukekubi, the rokurokubi.
Huh.
And if they weren't able to get back to their body in time, dun 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 dun.
Right, I get you.
They would die, or would they sing opera?
No,
oh, no,
they die.
I haven't got to me in time. I have to start singing opera. Ah!
No, if you can't get back to your body in time, you're dead.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah. So basically, it was a little harder to kill one of those since you would have to first find their body and hide it from the floating head.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guy, what would you want to do with this dead body? Hide it. Seems very suspicious. No, it's what you're meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got anything else? Did you enjoy the play?
Oh yeah, it was all right. I mean, I'd have to watch it again for a better opinion since it's been a really long time, but it was all right.
Now I have to ask the question: do you think the play is 100% accurate, or do you think there's inaccuracies?
Oh well, I mean, I bet you anything they were leaving stuff out, because, well, for one thing, why was it why was Princess Platinum sent to the whole negotiating thing? Why was a general sent to it? You know, I mean, I get the chancellor because that's the actual ruler, but a general being sent there for the Pegasi and a princess, not even the highest command sent there, is like, what was the reasoning behind that? That stuff like that was obviously left out. And also most likely some racial violence, most likely.
And also sometimes as well, princes can be sent out on royal missions because the king and queen might be off in another area doing their thing.
I guess.
And there's an interesting fact about. There's a few interesting things about this episode. Like, this is one of the few first episodes where Derpy was a purposeful nod to the fandom, where she's waving to the fandom right from the curtain. She shouldn't be there. It's rude. Why are you disturbing the play, Derpy? But I want to ask your opinion, Jack. What's your opinion on the song?
Oh,
We will get Blue Prism. if you don't remember the song, Blue Prism will sing it as a punishment.
Okay, I guess the punishment's coming because I don't remember.
Broberry, my singing is not punishment. You want punishing singing, try Golden.
I'm playing you up. Just sing it.
Anyways. The fire of friendship lives in our hearts. As long as it burns, we cannot drift apart. Though quarrels arise, their numbers are few. Laughter and singing will see us through.
We'll see us
We are,
through.
we are a circle of phony friends. A circle of friends will be till the very end.
Okay, that was all right.
Blue will now forever judge you.
No, I won't judge. Broberry will.
Yeah, fair point. No, I understand that, Jack, because the song is not the most memorable of the songs in MLP's history, but it's a nice song.
Right.
I will let. Do you have anything else you want to? Do you like to give a rating to this episode?
I don't know. I guess I'll give it a fair, I don't know, 8, I guess. Yeah.
And how do you think this compares to the other Christmas episodes?
The other Christmas episodes are better. They're way better. Like the one with Starlight and that recreation of
Christmas Carol?
yeah, of A Christmas Carol and Best Gift Ever. Yeah. Though especially
what
Best Gift Ever.
What about the one with Pinkie Pie and Applejack, or the one with the Student 6?
Heartsbreakers?
Yeah, those were pretty good too.
So do you think this is the worst of the Christmas specials then? Or do
I
you think
mean, yeah, it's not bad, but it just doesn't compare to what came later.
Yeah, I could see that, because it's like, I'm glad this episode existed for what it does, but every Christmas episode afterwards was better in one way or another.
Yeah.
Like, the song was improved by Heartswarm Tale. The story was improved by all the other stories. I think it's actually got a really interesting story. The problem is, we know the stories now because they've took these stories and actually put them into MLP, which is interesting. But I kind of disagree with the idea, because I thought the idea of these stories they were not really meant to happen, but Clover the Clever has been referenced in the future. And the idea of these ponies potentially existing can actually be canon, but I kind of don't like the idea of that. I think the idea of this story being a made-up story to teach a lesson is more of an interesting idea. But I'll go more into detail when it's my turn. I will ask you one thing. Do you think this episode expands the lore of MLP?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course it does. It adds new creatures. It adds history. It shows it shows exactly what it shows exactly what cultures each tribe is based off of. Going for more story potential. Like it even pretty much shows exactly where the Greek influence came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it interesting that apparently the Earth ponies are German. That was
That's very interesting that Earth ponies are German. That's just like, wow, the Earth ponies have Volkswagen Beetles. It's like, I could have said anything else that's German, but like, yeah, that's the best thing I can go say here.
They dance to polka music. That'd be one.
Yeah.
Also, NY, if you are in the audience, we apologize.
He's not watching. He's dead. But is that everything that you want to say at the moment, Jack? Could always come back to you.
Yeah, pretty much. I know.
Okay, it's your turn, Blue.
Just give me a moment to finish putting this layer onto a picture I'm drawing. I'm always working on art, Roberry. But anyways,
Draw me
I
like
did
one
enjoy
of.
the
Remember, just when you do draw me like one of those French waifus.
How about now? Anyways, I was about to say, for me, I did like the episode. Granted, there were moments that could have been done better, such as I would have liked the story to actually be more drawn out, rather than it being like, oh, this is land. We found a new land. Oh, holy crap. We're all found at the same time. Let's all hide in a cave because the windows are here. What are we trying to set up the cave? It was too fast to get all the details.
Yeah, it should have just started at the play. It shouldn't have not gone had all that build up because I think it's just fluff. I do agree with you on that one.
Yeah. And the other thing that
Yeah.
was...
Huh?
You were speaking, Jack?
Oh yeah. From the sounds of it, yeah, they probably could have trimmed the fat there.
Mm-hmm. The other part that I found kind of annoying was the window gag.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
We get it. No one wants to close the window because it's cold. I get it, but come on. We didn't need to hear the gag 4 times in a row in an episode.
Yeah. The first time it wasn't even funny, I just forgot about the gag because it's just such a bland gag.
And then the one last part about the episode that I did have a bit of a tiny, itsy bitsy little nitpick on. Why did they literally make it where Pinkie Pie was a chancellor when Applejack was known to be more wise with a map or stubborn? I mean, I get it. It was supposed to be like complete and polar opposites, representing like the whole tribe leaders, because as Smart Cookie was being played by Applejack, because apparently she's smart, but Pinkie Pie got to play a chancellor. And then you had Rainbow Dash, who was being Commander Hurricane.
I think Pinkie Pie was being obviously dumb. I think she was playing the role perfectly because you do have in plays where, especially in pantomime, where you will have characters who are just there for comedic reasons, like you will have men dressed up as the two stepsisters and such.
Well, pantomime is a little different than like a simple retelling tale like of history. There's times for pantomime and there's also times not for pantomime.
That is true.
What the hell was that? Ah, hey.
I
and a moment to recall.
Hello.
Miss Mama.
What's up?
This guy.
I set myself. Damn it! I set myself up for that one.
It's not Momo. It's not Momo.
Oh, it's Reed.
Yeah, it's Breeze. I was gonna say, did you? Is it the icon? I feel like it's the. I'm gonna change it.
It was
to the
also
icon.
that- Yeah, it was also that your voice whenever you entered kind of sounded like Momo's.
A little bit, yeah. I've gotten.
She's American. She's American, and she doesn't sound anyway British enough.
I don't sound British. I will agree with that, but I feel like I have similar voice to hers, right? If you miscount like the accent.
Yes.
Wait.
We'll let Rose carry on. We're talking about Heartswarming Eve here.
Yay!
Wait, who's talking?
Yay, alcohol! Yay, the alcohol holiday.
Yeah, wait. Who is this talking?
Breeze.
Breeze. We
We might not have met.
I guess not.
Breeze is an
It's
artist.
possible.
There's like 2 artists in it. Actually, sorry. Everyone in this room barring me is an artist and is actually creative and is actually talented, unlike me.
Aw.
Anyways,
Oh, how dare you.
the other part that I did appreciate was their actual referencing to the Wendigos, because, fun fact about me, I do have Native American blood. Granted,
Oh,
it's
well,
blood rather than Algonquian.
I technically do, but I don't know if I'm actually related to them by blood or not. It's a very
I
weird
have
family.
My family is 1/16 of it.
I have Comanche in my ancestry somewhere. I don't actually know where. I
But
think
yeah,
I do like an ancestry.com thing on it. I don't know.
we're getting off a little topic here, but yeah. With the whole Wendigo thing, I do appreciate that they did make it kid-friendly because I get it. No one wants to know about the Wendigos, and I'm reading a quote here from one of them. The Wendigo was gaunt to the point of exclamation. Its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones. With its bones pushing out against its skin, its complexion the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton, recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody, unclean, and suffering from separation of the flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and composition of death and corruption.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Like
You know,
just
for
you don't fuck with Wendigos, man. They're nasty.
Yeah. So they at least changed it to where, like, hey, if you be a beep, you're gonna get cold, literally.
Yay, I get to freeze to death and then get cannibalized. Wait, does it count as cannibalism if you're of a different species?
Technically, it would. Because you're still eating a mammal.
Doesn't that
I
make
feel like
everyone in Canada an arsehole because it's always freezing cold there? And I thought they were the nicest people.
I mean, I heard there's also like something of like a rampant racism problem in Canada, but I don't know the deets.
There's a racism problem. I mean, not to get political, but yeah, again, specifically white people.
Right?
Like,
Rest.
Anyway, that's a Blue Prism before this gets far too political.
And
Right.
then all of a sudden, it's YouTube decides to give us the boot.
right.
Ooh, I found something cute.
So anyways, I give this episode rating about an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Jesus H. Christ on a pogo stick. I can't English.
You tried.
It's not
You
me,
did your
my
best.
job, who can't English. And I'm English.
You did your best, my child.
And is it better than the other heartwarming episodes? In some ways, no. And yes, it's because I am a bit of a sucker for plays. But in no, it was just kind of exposition, get stuff up ASAP.
There was one thing I liked in it. I will let you finish there first, though.
But the heartwarming episode that did strike home for me was Hearthbreakers. But that's for another day.
If that ever wins the poll, but I don't think it did because it didn't get any votes, which is sad.
But anyways, that has been my thoughts.
And now it's your
Stay
turn, Bitter Braze. Actually, do you want to introduce yourself? Because I don't think many of the people in the stream actually know who you are.
Oh shit, is there a stream?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I literally just joined the call because I saw Prism was in it and I was bored. Oh my god. So, hello, Breeze Aria. I do art things online, and I also I'm also active on Discord where I talk about stabby things and historical stuff a lot. But let's face it, I mostly just shit on anime shit on anime for not being gay enough. So hi. Wait, just curious, what's the age rating on the stream?
Yeah, you're doing fine. Just
Okay.
just talk about Heartswarming Even in as much detail as you want.
Alright, cool beans. It's an episode of the show. I wish there was a lot more I could say about it, but like, you can tell it's a very early episode, and outside of the kind of interesting little story details we get, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of boring in a lot of places. I mean, like, it's not the worst thing ever. Like, I like the touches, like the little historical costumes and phone shut up. I really like the character positions, or like who they had play each character. I liked the set pieces. It's just that it really didn't feel like it served much of a purpose outside of being a play. I think it would have been a lot more interesting if they had tried to actually cut in between more and show, like, maybe have a conflict between the main six that is later reflected through the show. There's this one musical that's really popular, you might know the name of by the name of Kiss Me Kate, that does this. Where it's a story about two actors performing an opera version of The Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, I agree with you, but the issue is time. I think they try to do it, but it fails so hard because the start and the ending try to have some form of moral, but it kind of is... It's so shoehorned in there, it just doesn't work.
It legit feels like the moral is worship, right? Place worship onto the Jesus horses, or else the evil cannibal ponies will come get you. And that's kind of hilarious to me.
Is this one of those episodes? It's so bad it might actually be good in a sense.
I mean, I also think it is a really nice color. I really am struggling to find compliments for this episode. Oh no.
I disagree with you on exactly the moral. I mean, you got it half right with the whole do this or else or else, but it's not specifically worshiping them. It's more just, be nice to each other, or the Wendigos will come and eat you.
Which still, like, it feels very similar to, like, a give on to horse cheat. Like, also, here's a weird question. Is there some sort of religion in the pony world? Do they have religion? Is a question I never thought I would have to ask, because I don't like having to ask if there's religion in the pony world, but, like, this episode made me ask that, and that makes me unhappy.
Well, if we're being serious, I would say that. Wait a second. Oh, good lord!
They believe in the Lord of Faust, the Faust who created everything.
Gives himself onto Fausticorn.
It was Faust created everything in the Big Bang.
Oh fuck. I have cool stories in the chat. Hi.
Sorry, I had recently. Oh no.
Just curious, is this streaming on Twitch?
No, we're streaming on YouTube because we don't know how to stream. We're not very good at it.
Right. What a coincidence! I don't either. I'm just letting you know, a lot of the audio is probably just going to be me just get it going into giggle fits.
Oh, good lord. Now, I think I just ruined my... Oh, wait a second. No, I didn't.
Can't streaming.
Yeah. Well, I am hosting the stream. It'd be a bit weird if I start watching a Comic Sans video halfway through a stream.
Hi, Comic.
Hi everyone in the Skype chat. We're not on Discord for a change because we're weird.
I'm sorry for saying the fuck word so much in this video.
That's normally my job, so at least I'm not getting blamed for once.
Okay.
Yes, I will take on the baton of being the one who gets in trouble for saying the fuck word.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as a religion, I would say, I would say yes, considering they use the whole "Oh my Celestia," or Celestia is my Celestia is my witness. The fact that it's specifically a ruling monarch that's apparently getting this worship kind of reminds me of how the Egyptians worshiped their pharaohs.
I was actually going to make probably a nerdier comparison and say how the Klingon don't really have a religion of their own, and their entire history that they teach their young spans less than 50 years, so they refer to great rulers who defeated the oppressive fascist system that governed them.
So do ponies
I
nowadays...
feel like it's more comparable to that than it is anything.
So do ponies not say Sweet Celestia anymore? Do they say Sweet Twilight now?
I actually, funny you bring that up. In a couple of my verses and things I write, they switch it out for other kind of horse-related swears. For example, they involve Luna and Cadence occasionally, and one of my personal favorite ones is, right, the curse, "Oh, hi, horses." Yep.
Oh, hi, horses, indeed.
Hi, horses above.
Do you want to give your overall rating, or is there anything else you want to say on this episode?
Could you be more specific, please?
Did you enjoy the song in this episode, if you remember it, or...
I don't remember this. I forgot there was a song in the episode.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Only Blue Prism has remembered the song, and
I swear I'm not on drugs.
You're not. I think even Blue Prism will admit. I think it's very rare for him to even remember the song. It's not that memorable, is it?
I legit, if you told me there wasn't actually a song in this episode, I would probably believe you because I'm too lazy to look it up.
It is Our Hearts Will da 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 da.
Right, the one that. Oh yeah, and also they were inside of a church for some reason. Or was it supposed to be a church or an auditorium? I couldn't tell.
It was an auditorium. It was, okay. Yeah.
I think Blue's dead. We've killed Blue.
Ah, shit, again.
Yeah. Oh well, you get used to it. But
hey, look, I killed an alicorn.
They're not so OP anymore. Is there anything? Do you
Insect Pegasus saves the day.
Yeah. Do you want to give this episode a final rating, and then I can.
I rate it a dull out of, I don't know.
I'll take that as a rating.
I will rate it half of a bran muffin.
That's lower than these two. These two both gave it 8 out of 10, which I'm surprised. I'm really surprised how high they rated this episode, despite the fact they didn't say much nice about it.
I'm a suspect that it has something to do with the something Christmas spirit, which I'm not affected by, because the best part of the holidays is getting drunk and singing really loud Drake songs on on blast during karaoke.
Well, that's not a bad thing to do for Christmas. But I'm gonna finally go last because I'm the last one left, and in all honesty, I kind of see why everyone's saying this is a weird episode, because when you look back at it, it's kind of bizarre in the sense that the play isn't realistic. It's we're seeing a over dramaticized and different version to what actually the ponies see. We're seeing what is actually happening in the ponies' heads because the sets don't actually meet up to what actually we see. So I actually want to add something that's a bit unusual. I think this episode is interesting because it adds to the My Little Pony mythos. In the sense, we get to understand what the ponies believe in and what the ponies understand as in their beliefs and not what they think is real. As we were touching upon earlier, when we were talking about religion, this is part of their religious culture in the sense that these are their Christmas traditions, that they believe in these things. It's one of the reasons why I kind of wasn't happy that the Wendigos were proven to be real, because I preferred the idea that they didn't exist, because it's all about the mythology of these characters believing in something to do a good deed, which is a really interesting idea. which is a really interesting mythos to have in a show like this, because you get to understand why the characters' thoughts and their beliefs, which is something that we don't normally get to see in TV shows. And it's the one thing that stands out to this day of the episode, that we see the characters' beliefs of the Wendigos, the characters' beliefs of the story, because the story has been so changed and so different to what it probably originally was. Because they're doing it to children, they're doing it as a play, they're not doing it as a serious thing. One thing I actually want to compare it to is the play Richard III by Shakespeare. A play that's
that's a good one.
A play that's actually not historically accurate, but it was a play that was made at the time to please the king, and it was changed to keep him happy. If that makes sense.
Right.
And I kind of see the same kind of aspect in this play. So I see that it's a bit odd. I think it does have its season 2 issues of it's not the strongest episode, and future episodes make it look so weak. I think it still holds up because there's still silly, dumb things like the 5-foot candy cane. Someone took I still can't find this video, but there's a video, and I have to credit this video because it's so well done. Of someone took that 1 5-foot candy cane and measured the entirety of Equestria with the 1 5-foot candy cane. That is angled.
That's like some game theory level bullshit.
I know.
One thing that I have to disagree with you on, Patrick, is the whole idea that it would have been better if they didn't exist. See, here's the thing. One, that would go against most of the the pattern of stuff that happens with Equestria. Like oh, this is only a legend. Nope, it's actually real. Oh, that was just a legend. Nope, it's actually real. Stuff like that.
I have returned.
Welcome back. So something I'd like to point out that I honestly like is I usually don't like doing lore deep. Oh, who am I fucking kidding? I do nothing but lore deep dives for my stuff. When I watch an episode, I don't like to go in it for the lore. I like to go in it for the characters and whatnot. But when you have virtually nothing of that, I'm kind of forced to lock on to those. And when it sucks, and I can see it, then I think that's the sign that maybe you might have done a bit of a fucky wucky.
Who's eating crisps?
They're not crisps, actually. They are jawbreakers.
Why are you eating a jawbreaker?
Okay, I lied. They're not jawbreakers. They're cough drops that have the texture of jawbreakers.
Well, I'm eating popcorn.
Well, okay, so yeah, that's the first thing. It would go against the whole.
I get where you're coming from, but I like the idea of this being mythos, and I like the idea of some legends becoming true. But this is one of the ones where I think it would have been better off being unknown, because I like the idea of the ponies having a mythos that they believe in, and they don't see themselves, and we don't see, but we believe in their beliefs and understand their beliefs. I think it would make their friendships and their ideologies more stronger if they didn't sometimes exist, because it makes belief.
Right.
Belief is so much more than things existing. Belief has a power of not knowing something's there or not. If that makes sense.
Basically what you're saying is it would have been stronger if it was at the very least more ambiguous whether or not they existed.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like the imagery also could have been a lot better.
I don't know. I thought the way the Wendigos looked was pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
agreed.
I feel like it would have been more interesting if they, like, made it so that the Wendigos weren't just, like, the big bad always there and had it more. They could have upped the ante with them just looming over everything to the point where you never really saw their faces.
Yeah, I would have preferred that as well, actually. No, not seeing that. I think,
Yeah, some old movies took advantage of that philosophy. Never making it scary and never actually showing.
Mm-hmm.
but you're also saying, Jack?
Oh,
I'm not gonna stop with the cough drops, by the way. I need these.
okay.
I
Well,
think everyone needs them.
I think I don't know. I think them not being real would, like if they were confirmed to definitely not be real, I think that would kind of get rid of most of the get rid of most of the meaning. Because see, here's the thing: if one of the main key factors of a story, or whatever belief system is suddenly proven false,
No, I didn't
then
want it to be proven false, but I didn't want it to
the
be proven true either. I wanted it to be left a bit ambiguous.
anyway, then the whole entire belief system is called into question and can lead to pretty much everyone following it just deciding to give up the whole idea. So basically, if they were proven 100% to not be real, then wouldn't ponies suddenly call into question? Is there really a reason to be nice to each other? There was never, the whole entire thing was made up. Therefore, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, I completely get where you're coming from, and I actually agree with you. I just think I was more saying that it should have just been left ambiguous. I don't think it should have been proven wrong, but I don't think it should have been proven right. I think the idea of it just being a belief and being left like that was more interesting.
Yeah, I know. I was, my point was really more from before I realized that you were going for more ambiguous than proven wrong.
Oh no, I understand, and that's perfectly fine. I still don't get. I can kind of get why you two overly rated this episode. I think the thing is, other Christmas episodes are better than this, and I think everyone agrees on that one. I think everyone also agrees that the song is just as forgettable as nonsense. It is the most blandest forgettables. It is not. It is probably in my the top five worst songs of the show, because it's just so bland and forgettable. It's not a bad song, it's just because everything else is better. And I think that's the best way to sum up this episode. It's not bad, it's just that everything compared to it is better.
By the way, did you guys get to hear what my rating was? Sorry.
What was it?
I rated it half a bran muffin.
Which would equal what in numbers?
It equals a dull out of empty.
Well,
This is
okay
the best
then.
we're gonna get out of
I
it.
don't really do numbered ratings all that much. So I'm sorry, I'm very new to the whole like actually reviewing things and grading them like with a conclusion. Literally, like if I say I'm reviewing something, it's most likely me just pissing on it for 90 or mostly me just pissing on it for 12 minutes and not really coming to any kind of confusion, and most likely making a lot of tangential references because I guess that's what I do, and I to this day, like, how did it take me this long for me to think that people were constantly believed I was high?
True.
That is what my delivery sounds like most of the time, is like I'm high, and I feel like that's happening here.
Yep. I think my
And
rating.
you know what? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think my rating is going to be lower than the other two and higher than yours. I think it's a solid 6. The sad truth is, it can't compare to the other Christmas episodes because they're better. When you compare it to other season 2 episodes, it's fine. It's standard. If you want to watch a Christmas episode, there are so many better episodes, and I think I get why people might like this episode because it was the first proper episode to give out lore and intrigue and a mythos and different things that we just didn't see in MLP for the first time. I think it really was one of the first episodes to really bring in an idea of history that we got to see. And I think that's why a lot of people do like this episode, but in all honesty, it doesn't hold up compared to other episodes. And I think that might be the best way to sum it up. It's fine, it's standard, but when you compare it to other Christmas episodes, it kind of isn't very good. But it's fine for what it does. And I feel like we've been going on.
Excuse me for a second.
We've been almost going on for 45 minutes, and I think you guys would be okay if we end it here.
For that though, I do actually want to round up the score. So I gave it an 8. You gave it a 6. Jack, what was your rating on it?
An 8 again.
When I come back, it will shut it down. I gave it an 8.
And for
And Breeze, I'd say Breeze gave it a 6 because she said probably meh, so probably 5. And I said 6, so I think the overall ranking is probably 7.5. Say 7.5 would be the best way to rate it.
It'd be 6.75.
Close enough. I was never good at maths. but yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. I have been your host. Okay, actually, no. We've had good Christmassy times, and we will be, how you say, doing more Christmassy scenes tomorrow and Sunday, so please join us. But we have had Blue Prism, be Santa Claus. We have had Jack the Hero, be Rodolph the Reindeer. And we've had Breezy be Olaf, because Olaf reasons. And I am the drunk hobo in the street, Patrick Robury.
Anyways, Robury, may I do my thing?
Hell yeah.
You do your
Thank
thing.
you all for watching this following stream. If you enjoyed the content that you saw, be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. And don't forget that notification bell. Seriously, YouTube, why the hell would you put that button there if you know it's not going to work? To get a ping every time you upload a video or go live. Our social media handles are right on our About page. And shout out to all you guys for watching. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Also, I have commissions open. Please give me money.
Yeah, same. Announcement, I have commissions open.
Everyone wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays!
Don't say Happy Holidays, it's Merry Christmas! Just say Merry Christmas!
Drink your Ovaltine.
I'm going to end the stream. Merry